am Couch Coop and this is number 17. The sun is shining. We got one of the best 4-player, 3-player, 2-player couch co-op races on the market. Came out in 1997. This game is absolutely stunning, has been on the channel for years, and I thought it was a really good time to revisit it. It's a funny little game. It's got the most user-generated content I've ever seen on an indie title, and when I say indie, I mean indie studio, Ubisoft publisher. This is back in the sweet spot, the golden age, when Ubisoft used to make damn good couch co-op games. Child of Light, Rayman Legends, I don't need to go on, this is one of them. Clues in the name with this one, wealth of tracks, that's what it's selling on. One of the weaker sides of this is that the couch co-op mode doesn't boast much AI integration. It's all about how many people you can kind of bring on board. That's why it's good news that it's 4-player, but you are never bored with the amount of user-generated tracks. It's like 3,500 official user challenges, but everything is off the hook with what they're going to do with where that track's going to go. Loop the loops, jumps that will blow your mind, and just a sensation of speed that still holds up today, I feel. That puts me on to why I fired this game up after all this time and put it this high on the list. I want to check for any updates, current gen or previous gen systems performing better, you know the deal. We are looking at PlayStation 5 footage. I do not see any major improvements from the PlayStation 4 Pro. We did see dips when this gets put onto 4-player, I'll show you, but it wasn't as smooth as I was expecting it to be. I think it's above 30 and it's running at 1080. Why the hell they don't put a lovely PlayStation 5 next gen update in and just give everybody a reason to fire this up again? Because that's the only thing that holds it back a bit, is that you've just got to look at Dirt 5 and realise how much the industry's moved on since this game came out, and where the F is the sequel. It's so strange because this is a game that I kind of walked away from about 3-4 years ago. I mean, it's a racer, but yeah, I'm not gonna sink thousands of hours into it. And you know those like strange, generic, like normie Facebook gaming posts or groups that you get, and map of this will come up. It will be someone who's done an impossible jump after like 5 years, but it's so popular still. This is really popular over on PC still, I think because of those user challenges giving you that content so much longevity, but it's just no excuse for coming out with the fantastic arcade racer on a local co-op level and just never giving us anything else ever since.
With some innovative tracks that could just give you all this entertainment.
Now this 4-player footage is super interesting. This is from 2017 when my channel had first started, and this is from a base level PlayStation 4 system, and you can see how low. I think we're dealing with 720 here. It takes a huge dip on that 4-screen split, but what it doesn't do is have any performance issues with people suffering lag or just input issues, nothing. It's just this low resolution, and 30 frames per second is the only thing that will affect you. Back to my previous point, when you look at a game like Crash Bandicoot on 4 screens, or even again Dirt 5, they're a world apart now. This game also comes with some very interesting modes, allowing like a hot seat driver mode where 2 people control 1 car, and you can also take 2 people online and take 2 people online in that hot seat mode up against 16 other players. So you're not going to get bored with using those different race types, but you might get a bit miffed that there's not 21 AI cars herring down the road with you. You've only got to look at Wipeout to realise how important that can be. But if there's 4 of you and you want to just have a really tight, quick race around a very small, intimate track, and there's none of that smashing in because everything's on a ghost car, so if you bugger up, it's your own fault. The intensity of that kind of hasn't been equaled since this game came out, hence the reason we're whacking it in at number 17. Other games in the 4-player racer canon on the PlayStation 4 and 5 include things like Horizon Turbo Chase and Hot Shot Racers, 2 of which are pretty new, and I might pick one of them out for the final 10. The final 10 is going to be very tense for me because I purposely don't want to repeat a lot of the material I've put in, let's say my zombie lists or let's say my co-op campaigns list. So I'm going to try for these off-center, slightly older but also slightly unknown gems, so bear with me on it. This is great footage of the quick restart system. On Circle, you can just go bang from the start line and restart the race like in an instant, and it is perfect for single player. On 2 player, you can do Triangle, which is just resetting the car on the track, which happens in a nanosecond, and sometimes can be a hell of a lot easier than tackling these corners. But things just really go crazy. There's no other game that gives you this sort of madness when it comes to the track design and just sheer unpredictable outcome when it comes to racing around these absolutely awesome tracks. Some of you, like me, may have got it free, and it's probably sitting there on your library and it hasn't been touched in half a decade. I strongly suggest digging it out and trying to do all of those cool challenges on the single player mode, and getting a mate in or a partner over to just smash through some of these amazing challenges. Go online, try the hot seat mode, and just see that this game is still around, still popular, servers are still up, people are still obsessed with it, so it's doing something right. The 1080 and no 60 frames per second, it falls away after a while, but it is a bit of a shock to the old eyeballs when you first fire this up, or when things start getting fast, and you might suffer from nausea. I was getting a bit old man sick, I think, on some of these first person views. I was like, woof. You know, and I'm a Wipeout fan. Talking of Wipeout in the top 25, the links to all the other games on the list so far will be in the description. And if you haven't looked at the list, please have a quick butchers. I have been Couch Coop. I will see you down there.